Okay, welcome to this new lecture. In this lecture, we will learn some more uh, operations with the data frame in the pandas module. So this module will be the filter pandas data frame with multiple conditions. So when working with real world data, the data set is often contain a lot of information, but sometimes we do not need all of the information. Therefore, certain filters are applied to achieve a subset of the required data. And moreover, filtering also allows you to focus on relevant data, removes unnecessary or noisy data, prepares data for analysis, and also improves performance and readability. So there are some techniques to filter pandas data frame by using the data frame dot lock attribute and dot pair method, dot query method, and standard angular brackets of the data frame class itself, and evaluation method and isIn method. So we will be discussing each of these techniques one by one. So now in order to uh, use the pandas module, first we will import the pandas as pd, and we will also be using the numpy as numpy np. So then we will be creating a dummy data from the dictionary, and then we will be assigning a name as data frame to this new pandas data frame, and then we will be displaying this pandas data frame uh, in the output. And this is our dummy data frame in which we have four columns: name, age, salary, and job. And we also have some data initialized under these columns as well. So now filtering pandas data frame with multiple conditions using the lock attribute. So the basic syntax is that we will be using the data frame object name and then dot operator and then the lock attribute, and under the angular brackets we can use the condition 1, and then we can also add this logical AND operator, and then there will be condition 2, and we can also add the logical OR operator and then the condition 3, and we can also have the negation operator as well. So we can use all these different type of operators and multiple conditions as per the requirement. So now I think it may not work because we have created a data frame with the name of the data frame. So I will rename it as the df. We will also display this df. So now recreating a new data frame with the object name as df. So now using the new name as the df. So first is it will display the original data frame. So this is our original data frame, and now we have applied some multiple filters on it. First, within the angular brackets of the lock attribute, the very first filter is that we have used the data frame name, and then angular brackets. Within the angular brackets we have used the salary as the string, which is the column name. Here we can see it. And then we have applied a comparative operator, that is if it is greater than or equal to 100,000, and if this is true, and then there is an AND operator, and then the second condition is that if age is less than 40. So if these two conditions true, and then we have applied a third operator as well, which is the AND operator. So this third condition needs to be true as well, which is the that if job, and under the job column, if the string is designer, exactly designer, and then we have also assigned the name and job as well. So if we execute this, we can see that there is only one. Okay, so this is basically the filtering parts. Okay, so the highlighted portion actually applies the multiple filtering on the data frame, and then after the comma the next two are the selection of the column or the output. We are specifying that only show the name and the job column in the output in with the respective filter data. So the name and job column will be shown on the output, and based on the filters that we can see, we have applied a filter that salary should be greater than equal to 1000. So salary here is 100,000 and a day 120,000. So only these two data satisfy this condition, but the second condition is that the age should be less than 40. So Rachel has age less than 40 and Ross has age less than 40, and under the designer, under the job column, we specified that the label should be designer. So we can see that after satisfying the first two conditions, the third condition is that under the job column, the string should be designer. So only Rachel has the designer string, whereas Ross does not has the designer. So that is why only Rachel has been selected after filtering data. And under the name and job column, we can see that the Rachel and designer has been sent as output. So now the second way to filter the data is the where method. And here we can use a data frame, and within the data frame we can use a numpy module and then the dot operator and then the where method. So it means that where method does not directly related to the numpy class itself. Instead, it is the method inside the numpy class. That is why within the angular bracket we have used the numpy class, and then after the dot operator we have applied the where method, and then within the small brackets we have used a condition, and again we can use a single condition, multiple conditions, and within the multiple conditions we can use the and operator, or operator, and negation operator as well. So now again, using the same data frame, original data frame. So first we will display this original data frame. So in output, first we can see that this is the original data frame with the corresponding values. And then we have created a numpy object. So this is the numpy object. And after the numpy object, we have created this object from the numpy class dot operator, and then there is a where function, and within the where function we have used two filters. The first one filters states that the salary should be greater than 100,000, and the second filter states that age should be less than 40, and both these filters should return true because there is an and operator between them. And now we know that Rachel and Ross are the only two data in which the salary is greater than 100,000, equal to or greater than 100,000, and their age also satisfies the second condition, that is age should be less than 40. So Rachel has 30 age and Ross has 33 age. So we are expected to see both these rows in the output, and since we do not have used or selected the respective column names, so all columns names are also expected in the output. So now after creating the numpy class object, first we will print the numpy class object so that we could see that what exactly will happen if we print the numpy object. And after printing the numpy object, we have assigned this numpy object as an input to the lock attribute of the data frame class to see the resultant output. So this is the output of the numpy object. So it states that the resultant array contains 0 to 3 columns. Okay, so anyhow, this is the output of the numpy array. So since we have not studied the numpy array in depth, so we will be discussing it output in detail later on. However, we can see the resultant output that after applying the filters using the numpy object, that there are only two such cases where these two filters satisfy the condition, that is the row index number 0 and row index number 3 satisfies the filters that we have applied using the numpy object. Okay, then there is the third technique to filter the data, that is the dot query method, which belongs to the data frame class itself. So this is the most easiest one and the most uh, you can see the one in which we do not have to remember most of the syntax. So the syntax is very simple. Use the data frame object and then the dot operator and then the query method, and then within the small bracket, just by using the double quotations, and within the double quotations you can apply as much conditions as you want, and then you can use the and operator and or operator and negation operator as per your requirement. You can also use other notations, that is the a and d and for the and operator, or for the or operator, and not not for the not operator. So both these varieties are acceptable for the query method. So here we can see that first we will display this data frame, and after displaying this the data frame, after displaying the original data frame, and then we have displayed a data frame by applying a query method which will actually apply the filters. So within the single quotations, or you can also use the double quotation, you have specified all of the filters inside the single or double quotations. First you have used the column name, that salary should be less than or equal to 1000, and then there is the and operator. You can also use the other variety of and, that is a and d and itself, but it decreases its readability, so that is why we will stick to the original one, that is the ampersand sign for the and operator. And then we have specified that the age, under the age column, if the value is less than 40. So if these two conditions are true, and then we have used another and, so it means the third condition should also be true as well. So within the third condition, we have specified that under the job column, any data starting with the capital C is also acceptable. So we can see that there is only one such data in which under the job column it starts with C. So here we have changed the condition that salary should be less than or equal to 100,000. Anything above than 100,000 is not acceptable, whereas the condition for the job is the same, that the age is the same, that age should be less than 40. So here we can see that there is all of the age are under the 40, so there is no issue in the age, whereas only Ross is not eligible because Ross age is greater than 100,000. And so all of the data under the name under the salary and age satisfies both the first two conditions, but for the third condition, which since we specified that the name or the string should start with the capital C, so there is only one such case, which is the Monica's case, in which the job description is the chef. So we are expected to see the output as the Monica. So here we have displayed the filter data frame in which index number 1 only satisfies all these condition all at once. So that is why we can see that we can also see the Monica's name as well. So if you change this condition from C to, let's suppose, M, so in this case I think index number 2 satisfies the condition, so that is why only we can choose the data of the row index number 2. So if you change this condition to let's say D, then Rachel satisfies this condition, and you will see the Rachel in the output of the filter data. So what if we change the third AND operator to the OR operator? So it means that if anyone satisfying either the first two conditions or the third condition, then it will be included in the output. So I guess all the salaries and all the age are under 1,000 or equal to 100,000 except the raws. So it means the first two conditions satisfies for all the data except for the index number 3. And whereas there is or operator, so or operator means that if the first condition is false, then it will check the second condition if it is true. So it's for the designer, but for Rachel the first and second conditions are also true. It means that in the resultant output we will not be expecting the index number 3. So except index number 3, we can see all of the indexes are available in the filtered data. So this is how you can use multiple conditions, and by using different operators you can filter your data. Okay, the third option is the uh, angular brackets of the data frame. So here it is the you can achieve a filtered data frame if we directly apply conditions within the angular bracket of the data frame. So this is the simplest and most common way to filter rows in pandas. And then again you can apply conditions and returns a subset of data frame where the condition is true. You can use AND operator, OR operator, and negation operator, and each condition should be enclosed in the small parenthesis. So within the angular brackets we have used individual conditions. So this is the condition 1, but you have to remember the syntax that you must use the data frame, and then within the angular bracket you have to specify the column name as string value, and then should be greater than or equal to 1,000. This is a condition. So this is the second condition. Again you can see that we have enclosed each condition in the small brackets, and then there is the third condition. So again this is the third condition. Okay, so after applying the third condition, so this angular bracket starts from here and ends here. Okay, so again this angular bracket notation states that which columns should appear in the output. So if you want to also apply the filters on the output that only name, age, and salary, then you have to specify all these columns in the form of lit. So just for the sake of understanding I will remove this. Okay, so you could better grasp the. So in this particular case we have used only single angular bracket with the data frame name, and within these data frame it only applies the filter and does not specify that which columns should appear in the output. So it means that all the columns should appear in the output. So here first we have displayed the original data frame, and after applying the multiple conditions here we have stated that give us the output, and the output should contain all the columns but only the filtered data. So again, since we have also added the under the job column only anything starting with the P should be filtered, so that is why paleontology is filtering in the output. So again, if you want to specify that which column should appear in the output, then again apart from the single angular bracket you have to add another angular brackets, and within the second pair of angular bracket you have to specify the list of columns by using the column names as a list here. And now instead of having all the column names, only 3 columns names will be shown in the output. So here you can see. So again if you just want to apply the another filter by using the angular brackets of the data frame, so you can first display the original data frame, and within the original data frame for first and then we will apply filter here. So since we have changed the data framing from data frame to df. So only those candidates will appear in the output whose age is greater than 30. So anything equal to the 30 will not appear, but instead anything above than 30 will appear in the output. Okay, so this is how you can apply the filters using the data frame angular brackets. Okay, so then there is the fifth technique to filter Pandas DataFrame. So this one is also very easy, not very difficult at all, but it is not very common. So anyhow, what you have to do is that the syntax is that the within the angular bracket of the data frame, so you can apply the data frame, and then there is a dot operator, and then there is the uh, evaluation method, and then within the small bracket you can apply the conditions using the either single quotation or double quotation, and the rest of the stuffs are the same, that you can use multiple conditions, and then within the multiple conditions you can use the AND operator, OR operator, and negation operator. So each condition or the entire condition must be enclosed within the single quotations or double quotations. So here what we can do is that to create a filter, we will be using the data frame, and then there will be a dot operator, and then there will be a evaluation function, sorry, evaluation method, and within the evaluation method you can use either singular bracket or single quotation, double quotation. So first you have used the first condition, that is salary should be less than or equal to 1000, and then there is an AND operator, age should be less than 40, and there is a third AND operator, and the fourth one is that under the job column, if it starts with capital A, only then it is accepted as a filtered data. So let's see the result. So okay, so here what we have done is that first we have created a filter using the evaluation method, and then we have applied this filter within the angular brackets of the data frame. So now in order to see the output, and this is the original data frame, and here we have printed only the filter which we have created using the evaluation method. So this is basically the filter. It means that index number 0 does not satisfies these filters, that it returns false. The index number 1 also returns false, 2 3 4 also returns false, only the index number 5 returns the true. So that is why we will be looking at the output as the index number 5 only. Now there is a sixth filtering method, that is we can use the isIn method. So this method also belongs to the data frame class itself. So the syntax is very simple. So you can first use the angular brackets of the data frame. So here you can see that we have used the angular brackets. Within the angular brackets you have to specify a column label which should be present in the data frame, and then after the angular bracket is closed, what you can do is that after this angular bracket is closed, what you can do is that you can use the isIn method. So the isIn method, and then the small brackets you can specify a value here. So let's see one single example, and then you will get used to the idea. And so for this purpose, what we have done is that we have imported a new CSV file, which is the employees.csv. I have shared the link. I will share its link under the video description, so you will get the link for the employees.csv file. And then first we will display the data of the employees CSV file. So this is the employees CSV file data. So there are basically a number of columns here, and there are in total 1000 rows in total. Okay, after displaying the original data, what we are doing is that we are creating multiple filters. So the first one filter is that we have used the data employees. So this is basically a data frame as well, and then we have specified that we have selected a column that is the gender, and then using the isin method we have specified that under the gender column, if the value is female, it means that it satisfies the condition. And for specifying the second condition, we have used that the employee, we have specified the data frame name, and then under the angular bracket we have selected the column name, that is the team. And then after the angular bracket is closed, we have used a dot operator, and then the is in method name. And then within the method, instead of specifying a single uh, value, we have specified a list of values that if the value is engineering, distribution, and finance, it means that it also satisfies the condition as well. So there is a team column here, and if the string under the team column, if the string is engineering, distribution, or finance, if any of the name is used here, then the condition is true. Okay, so now we have created two filters, and then using the data frame name and within the angular bracket, we have used the filter 1 here, and then the AND operator, and then the filter 2 here. And now let's see the result. So the result states that there are in total 125 such rows that satisfies the condition where the gender is female and the team is either engineering, distribution, or finance. So here you can see that and the filter data, we can only see the female label, female value under the gender column, and within the data of the team label, we will see either the finance, engineering, or the third one is the distribution. So there are basically 125 such rows, and the indexes number are the same, it did not change. So if you want to reset the index, we already know that there is a method with the name reset_index. So this is it for today's lecture. I hope you got the idea of filtering the data. If you have any questions, please reply me in the comment.